The Daytona 500 is NASCAR's greatest race, and some of the sport's greatest moments have come in them. Everyone remembers the fight, Earnhardt winning in '98, Harvick's close win in '07, and many more. But there are some great 500s that seem to be forgotten throughout time for some reason. I've went back and looked at some of my favorite forgotten 500s, like the 2005 running of the race. But there's one that baffles me as to why it's not included as an all-time great, and this is the 1999 Daytona 500. I have a theory, though, as to why people forget this race. Look at the two Daytona 500s behind it in time and in front of it in time. In 1997, Dale Earnhardt's flip ended up seeing him get out of the car, get back in the ambulance, and then get back in the car again. It's a great story and something that everyone remembers. And then, of course, the next year in 1998, he wins. So, before it, there's a lot greater historical precedence. And looking forwards, you have the worst Daytona 500 racing-wise in 2000. And in 2001, you have the Daytona 500 where Earnhardt passed away. In comparison to 1999, the only thing these Daytona 500s have over it is they have an iconic identifier. But I want to show you all today why this race is so damn good. So let's get to it. To start off, we have to get the main players and significant factors of the race out of the way. On the pole was Jeff Gordon. Gordon had won the previous two championships and had won the Daytona 500 in 1997. So he was sure to be a major factor in how the race would play out. Next to him was the youthful rookie in Tony Stewart. Not only was this Stewart's first Daytona 500 start, but this was his first start in NASCAR in the Cup Series. So this race already can be viewed as a landmark race in NASCAR history for that reason. Behind them in row 2, Stewart's teammate Bobby Labonte, who had won the second dual race, was starting in 4th. Labonte was an up-and-coming driver who had scored 2 straight top 10 points finishes in a row. He also finished runner-up to the next man on the list on the grid, Dale Earnhardt. Earnhardt, as I said before, was a defending Daytona 500 champion. He had also won his 10th consecutive dual race in 1999, and it was his 12th and final in his illustrious career. 6th, there was Jeremy Mayfield, who contended for the victory in 1998 as well. His teammate and Dale Earnhardt's competitive rival, Rusty Wallace, would start back in 10th. The pre-race was also worthy of the Great American Race as well. The day was a cool and windy one, but the national anthem performance by Edwin McCain lit up the crowd, and Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas followed that up with a great showing as the Grand Marshal.
Gentlemen, start your engines!
The honorary start of the race was legendary NFL quarterback Brett Favre. And as the race began, the CBS booth commentators of Mike Joy, Buddy Baker, and Ned Jarrett painted a picture for the crowd watching at home. And the action started quickly. On the second lap of the race, Bobby Labonte took the leaders 3 wide on the apron, grabbing the top spot. The aggression continued as NASCAR newbie Tony Stewart was thrown into the sucker hole in the middle merely 2 laps after his teammate took the lead. 98 Daytona 500 champion Dale Earnhardt tried to pounce on Labonte on the 7th lap of the race, but instead he was sent to fall like the wayward rookie, right down the sucker hole. The race started to line up a little more after this, yet due to great coverage by CBS, you're able to see the entire pack of racing. On the 25th lap of the race, Richard Petty's 43 Pontiac, driven by the late John Andretti, retired from the race due to some issues with his car. Attrition would be a major factor in this race for multiple reasons, though. The field chilled out, though, as the long green flag run had set in. And with this green flag run, pit stops also took center stage, handing the lead to Rusty Wallace. And it wouldn't be until lap 96 that the caution finally came out when Rusty's brother Kenny Wallace stalled on the track. This was also when Bobby Labonte's competitive run ended as well, as engine woes eliminated him from contention. So too was his teammate Tony Stewart, the rookie. Soon after came the second caution.
Caution. Caution is on the speedway. Slow car in the backstretch has hit the wall coming out of turn number 2.
Jimmy Spencer, look at the damage to the right front corner of that car. That's the reason for the caution.
Here they come to the line, and it will be Jeremy Mayfield.
This was only the calm before the storm, though.
Dale Jarrett, one of them. Mark Martin is in it. Elliott Sadler, the rookie, and cars spin.
See Terry Labonte.
Steve Park is in there, 99. Jeff Burton.
Yeah.
Joe Nemechek, 42. Sterling Marlin, number 40. Jeffrey Bodine, former winner.
Boy,
Ward Burton, heavy damage on his Pontiac.
Well, there's Dale Jarrett right there as they head off in the corner. He goes down on the flat part of the racetrack.
He might have had a little bit of a bump from the 28 car, his teammate, as they went in there.
At 190 miles an hour, it's almost impossible for the brakes to slow the car to miss the incident. You steer for the hole and hope it's still there when you get there.
In this caution period, everyone stopped to try and make the rest of the race on fuel. And in this time, Rusty Wallace continued to lead. Then came the final caution of the day.
Hamilton, I believe, the number 4 from Morgan McClure Racing. And everybody tries to get by. They do. Caution is out. Caution flag. 4th one of the day. They'll run back to the flag. Rusty Wallace leads them down to the caution ahead of Earnhardt and Mayfield, and all the speculation of gas mileage need be no more.
Most drivers pitted for fuel and tires, but the top 7 stayed out, being most punctuated by the Penske duo of Rusty Wallace and Jeremy Mayfield. Dale Earnhardt and Jeff Gordon had pitted and had also loosely agreed to work together to get to the front. Working with Chad Little, though, Earnhardt screamed from 8th to 3rd in less than a lap. This is where all hell broke loose.
But I don't think anybody out there is thinking about dollars. Here comes Earnhardt to the inside.
He is.
Chad Little to the outside. And Gordon going with Earnhardt.
They were bump draft, and you could see Earnhardt's car lose traction and down the straightaway there.
The last 20 laps or so of this race became a massive battle that whittled down to a 1v1 duel. Jeff Gordon would make it past the Black 3. About a lap later, Earnhardt's teammate Mike Skinner nearly wrecked out. And then a full-fledged battle ensued.
Teammates, Ken Schrader is part of an alliance with that team. There's 33, Kenny Schrader, Andy Petrie Racing, Dale Earnhardt Racing, and Richard Childress Racing. Look at this mess.
Yes, that was oh, man.
It did work. I thought it was going to be a crash.
They have
One wide for the lead.
This is going to get exciting. Look at Earnhardt coming up on the back of Jeff Gordon down the back straightaway.
He'll try to make it 4 wide, but Michael Waltrip's going to try to make it 5 wide.
10 laps to go this time. 17 times the driver to lead with 10 to go did not win the 500. 4 times that was Dale Earnhardt.
Let me tell you, teammates are out right now. Rusty Wallace fighting back on the inside. Shows a lot of power right there by himself in the middle of this front line here.
Chevy inside, Ford in the middle, Chevy outside. Little paint traded. Wallace, Skinner in against Gordon. And look at Earnhardt, the number 3, trying to push Jeff Gordon to the lead.
Earnhardt looked to the inside just for a second there as they head down into turn 1.
And they got Rusty in the middle there, and look at him go backwards.
Can you hold your breath for 10 laps?
Boy, this is exciting. It don't get any better than this.
And I'm going to tell you, if it comes to just plain nerve, don't count out that Waltrip kid there. Michael Waltrip can drive the wheels off his car and has all day long.
Michael Waltrip has not won a Winston Cup point race. Kenny Irwin and Chad Little, 28.97, those Fords way up high. They're chasing Schrader.
Now you got 5 Chevrolets out front.
Boy, how things change.
Yeah, for a long time it was Fords out front. Kenny Irwin trying to get up there and change that about a little bit.
What a great shot. You're looking now at Dale Earnhardt's car down the front straightaway, right behind Gordon as they head off into turn 1.
3 wide they are once again.
With 6 laps to go, Mayfield went down pit road. He had a flat tire. At the same time, 6 cars broke away, and then it was whittled down to 4 cars with 2 laps to go. the 24, the 3, the 28, and the 31 cars. But realistically, the 24 and the 3 were the only two really in contention. It was Gordon v. Earnhardt, Intimidator versus Wonder Boy. Both were going for their second Daytona 500 victory. Gordon having the added motivation of being a no-bull $1 million bonus driver. If he won, he and a fan would get $1 million.
Trying to win his second. Buddy, where will Earnhardt make the move?
Boy, I don't know. Gordon looks awful strong as they come off turn 2 over there down the back straightaway. Kenny Irwin looks to the outside.
Right here's where he has to make the move. And he wasn't able to get that run up under Jeff Gordon like he wanted to.
But that's what we said Friday. He was this far behind in the International Race of Champions. He looked inside. He goes outside. He looks inside again.
Okay, right now he's got to pull right down on that back bumper and try to get him loose coming off turn 4. He does not have the muscle at this point.
But he may have some momentum. Here comes Earnhardt. He's all the way to the bottom. Almost in the grab. He slides up the racetrack and Jeff Gordon will win it for the second time. Wow.
In front of a crowd of over 200,000 people, Wonder Boy bested the Intimidator. It was Gordon's second Daytona 500 victory. He would go on to finish 6th in points in 1999 after winning 6 more races. Dale Earnhardt went on to score a 7th place points finish as well as 3 victories, including one of the most famous and controversial victories of his career.
From the track, coming to the white flag, there's a leader change and Labonte takes the lead.
And meanwhile, Ricky Rudd trying to
And Earnhardt spins him out.
Oh, man.
And Tony Stewart is involved in the crash, as is Mark Martin, Sterling Marlin, and several others. Dale Earnhardt takes the checkered flag.
Tony Stewart won 3 times in 1999 and finished 4th in points. Rusty Wallace won once in 1999 and finished 8th in the standings. He would never score a Daytona 500 victory in his 23 attempts. Bobby Labonte won 5 times in 99 and he finished 2nd in the standings, 201 points behind eventual champion Dale Jarrett. And with that, all of that, I pass it on to you. What do you think is the greatest Daytona 500 that nobody talks about? Let me know down in the comments below. And while you're at it, leave a like on this video, share this video, and subscribe to my channel for more great NASCAR content. Until next time, have a good one.